It's been a hot minute since I've done a travel video. I love to travel, I love exploring new places, but since we had Elle last year, these opportunities have become a bit fewer and farther between. I know on this channel recently I've been posting videos sharing my discoveries and experience as a new mom, but I still want to challenge myself to do more lifestyle type of videos, and this is one. So in this video, you're going to see a mishmash of all the cool spots we went with Elle since she's just a tiny 6-month-old. Buckle up, it's going to be a fun ride. The first stop on our adventure with Elle was this chapel called Wayfarers Chapel. It is known as the Glass Church, a stunning mid-century modern building among redwoods with an ocean view. It's also a popular wedding venue. A wedding was happening the day we visited, so we had to wait a little bit before going inside. The chapel is a National Historic Landmark. We saw it in September 2023, but I heard it's closed indefinitely now because Rancho Palos Verde, where it's located, has been dealing with intense landslides and erosion that affected homes and roads in the area. So I'm very grateful we experienced this place when we could. We discovered this awesome brunch spot called the Cafe on 27. It is located in the heart of the Topanga Canyon, and they've got a ton of outdoor seating. The environment is really what drew me there in the first place. You've got this amazing view of the canyon while you enjoy your food and drink. I was hoping to try their kofta tagine, but no luck, it was sold out. I mean, we made an early reservation like 9 a.m., so I didn't quite understand how that could happen, but anyway, I ended up with a killer pastrami sandwich. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I loved everything about this place. If you are ever in the area, I'd definitely recommend making a reservation and checking it out. After our delicious breakfast, we decided to hit up Tuna Canyon Trail. It was Elle's very first hike. Well, sort of. She was still a baby, so Dada carried her the whole way. We were hoping for some killer ocean views, but the visibility wasn't exactly on our side that day. Still, we got to see the LA coastline, which was pretty awesome. We only made it halfway before turning back because there's no shade on the trail and we didn't want Elle getting too much sun. That being said, it was a great family outing. Fast forward 3 months, and we are back in Venice with my mother-in-law. We strolled down Albertini Boulevard for some window shopping, and of course we got to revisit the Venice Canal. It's this man-made waterway with cute bridges and houses along the banks. We were there right before Christmas, so some of the houses were decked out. Check out these holiday decorations. They were cute and creative. I definitely loved seeing the more festive side of the canal. Runyon Canyon Park is a hiking spot that was close to our previous apartment. I gotta say, it was another workout day for my husband with Elle in the front pack.
You can wave.
I'm doing a beeline to Bailey.
There are a few different routes you can take. We've only been on the easiest path, which is the paved road. It's about a 2.7-mile loop that takes around an hour. As you can probably tell from this angle, the alternative route is much steeper. On a clear day, the views are incredible on this trail. You can see the iconic Hollywood sign, Griffin's Observatory, and even the LA downtown and skyline. Before my mother-in-law headed back home, we hit up this place called Moon Shadows in Malibu for lunch. Oh my God, look at this ocean view right by your table. It was amazing. You guys probably know me by this point that I'm such a sucker for nature views at a restaurant. Besides the views, the food was tasty, though a bit pricey. With a baby, you are basically on a ticking time bomb, right? So after lunch, we went straight over to Malibu Pier. The pier is pretty touristy, but still worth checking out. There are Malibu Farm restaurants at both ends, plus some adorable little shops. You can very easily access the beach, which I like. Next day, we went to Santa Monica. The Santa Monica Pier was packed as usual. We're talking about end of January, and there are still a lot of people on the beach. We walked around a little bit, and then after that, we had a relaxing lunch at Sweet Maple. Food was solid there. We had the Eggs Benedict with their signature bacon, the French toast, and the blueberry cloud French toast. I'm drooling here looking back at these clips. Fast forward a couple more months, and we found ourselves at Shoreline Aquatic Park and Shoreline Village in Long Beach. It's a beautiful and clean area, perfect for a stroll and relaxation. Shoreline Village has a variety of good restaurants and gift shops. We saw the Queen Mary. It instantly reminded me of the Titanic. So majestic. These days, the ship serves as both a museum and a hotel. I'd love to take a tour and step aboard if we ever return. The Aquarium of the Pacific is just around the corner in the shoreline area. Elle hasn't seen many real-life animals, so we decided to take her on a little adventure. The aquarium has both indoor and outdoor areas, and you can touch stingrays in the outdoor interactive area. It was a fun time for the whole family. That being said, I had to say at around $45 per person, I was expecting to see more. I thought they had an axolotl exhibit, but we didn't find it. Anyway, it was a perfect escape from the heat for a while. The El Matador Beach is a real find. It's about a 20-minute drive on Highway 1 from Malibu. We read online that the parking lot is tiny, so we made sure to get there early to snag a spot. By the time we left, there was already a line kind of waiting to get into the parking lot. The beach itself is pretty unique. Instead of just sand and water, you've got these amazing, interesting rock formations scattered around. We spent some time exploring the area, checking out the rocks and caves. It's definitely not your typical beach, but I think that's what made it more memorable. Next up on our adventure, we head up this awesome waterfall hike in Northeast LA. It was perfect for us since the trails all shaded. A big plus when you've got a little one tagging along. But confession time, I didn't do enough homework for this one. I thought we'd just be walking on a dirt road which leads to a waterfall at the end, but it turned out that we had to cross streams many times. When we finally saw the waterfall, my sneakers were soaked. But lesson learned. In my opinion, the waterfall was well worth the visit. Since we were going to move out of LA, we figured we should make good use of our location before some of these places become harder for us to get to. So we chose to make Crystal Cove one of the stops. We set off early again and enjoyed our breakfast and amazing view from Crystal Cove Shake Shack. The park is huge. You can walk down the beach from different trails down the cliff. We walked and talked and Al, of course, took a nap in the front pack. The beach and waves were simply stunning. I took a clip here so you can enjoy the waves too. Our last adventure before saying a temporary goodbye to LA was Sequoia National Park. We stayed at an Airbnb in Three Rivers, which was the main town and entrance before you enter the park. Guys, let me tell you, these sequoias are insane. I stood next to the park group sequoias in this clip and felt like an ant. They're just unbelievably massive. We also saw the tunnel log, made it to General Sherman, which is the largest tree in the world, barely in time on the first day to catch the last shuttle back. Yes, there's a shuttle running in the park and it's pretty convenient. End of the first day, we were torn between coming back to the General Sherman area or going to Kings Canyon on the second day, because charging our car in the park is such a pain in the butt. We ended up sticking around General Sherman next day and went on the Congress Trail before we headed home. The Congress Trail has this guided tour, but Elle was having a bit of a moment, so we had to hem back from the group. It was about an hour and a half walk, and it was eye-opening. Unfortunately, we learned that there was this huge fire back in 2021 that wiped out about 20% of all the sequoias. I couldn't remember the exact number, so don't quote me on that, but it was just heartbreaking to know that large numbers of sequoias were killed due to wildfires. You can see the damage here and there on this trail. At the end of the day, it's been a great trip with the family. I can't believe we made it through the 4-hour car ride with Elle. It's been the longest car ride for her. I'll admit I'm a tiny bit bummed that we didn't make it to Kings Canyon, but we packed in as much as we could do, and I'm just thrilled that we got to experience the park. All right, that's it for our LA adventures. We had such a blast checking out all the different spots. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Until next time, keep exploring and making awesome memories.